All right, you're live.
Assalamu alaikum. Say it again. Assalamu alaikum. Popkeys on tonight. I got a special guest. I got my little nephew on tonight, Terron. He just turned 13 in July. I think he said on the 27th. We have never personally met until tonight. And I want you all to bring your sons and your daughters that's tuning in tonight and sit down and we're gonna sit down and that's tuning in tonight and sit down and
Yeah, turn it on.
we're gonna sit down and that's tuning in tonight and sit down and give me a minute here. We're gonna sit down and that's tuning in tonight. Let me get everything ready now. There we go. Bring in your youngsters. They jumped out on me. Let's go forward. So bring in your youngsters tonight and sit them down. I got a special guest on, Brother Terron. Like I was saying, he's just turned 13 years old. We're going to hear some things that he wants to say tonight and some of the challenges that he's already facing at a young age. We need to hear from our youth. I'm going to say my prayer tonight as I open up, and I'm going to go into a few things, and we're going to bring in Brother Terron. So in the most holy name of Almighty God Allah, who came to us in the person of Master Farad Muhammad, the great Mahdi, who was to come and has come to restore we who were lost from our own kingdom of Islam and to destroy those who have destroyed us. God, our God, O Allah, we are thy people. Deliver us from our murderers and we serve and to obey thee all the days of our lives, and we teach our children to submit to thee, to that unequal love and mercy for thou. And thanks to you, Allah, for making manifest to us our enemy, the devil. And help us, O Allah, to live the life and die the death of a Muslim. I bear witness no God but thee. I bear witness the most honorable and humble Elijah Muhammad is your last and greatest apostle. Thank you, Allah, for this day. Thank you for the gift of life. I pray you remove the heart of the devil from thee, as well as the black nation. Assalamu alaikum. Allahu Akbar, Allahu Akbar, Allahu Akbar. You know, brothers and sisters, mothers and fathers, there's a direct plot to destroy our youth in America. You know, we've been speaking on this, and Minister Farrakhan, a lot of other ministers around the nation, they've spoken on the open plot to destroy our young youth. They're looking for the Messiah. They know in our youth, and I'm going to give you the reason why they're looking for him. I got it written up tonight, to destroy our youth. And it's so evident now. Now it's in effect with your president, with Donald Trump bringing in the military to target 12, 13, 14 on up, 24 and above with the military, the DA, the FBI, and whatever other alphabet that they might have to come at our young people. And this has all been foretold that was getting ready to come down while for those who've been telling you what's coming is here now. Now you study been partying and doing what you do, taking your little selfies and ignoring. We the people just want to be party people. But all that's getting ready to come to a halt. So you want to go into New York, Chicago, Baltimore, and Oakland, etc. You're in an uproar now because they're in D.C. But we, as the followers of the most honorable Muhammad, Elijah Muhammad, see, we're not worried about at all. And I know for sure if they go into Oakland and they turn it up, they're going to get some pushback. Because Oakland is a special place, a lot of powerful militant leadership, and wise men and women have come out of that Bay Area. And also they want to go into LA. So there's a direct threat on the black nation in America. And some of you made strategic mistakes, the FBA, Foundation of Black Americans. I think you made a tactical mistake when you came out against the so-called immigrants, even though you were correct in your statements and the things that we said about them were not supporting us. But I think we should have went behind closed doors and sat down and had a summit and discussed those things, because now we're being targeted as well. And it's going to get worse and worse to a degree. But we, the Muslims, we're not too much concerned with it, because we backed by a powerful and living God that's here on the scene. You're not waiting for him to come back. He's here. But our children don't understand, because they haven't been taught about this world and what they were going to have to face when they got here. All we was doing was telling about Chuck E. Cheese and Disneyland and whatever other places you take your children to have a good time, and especially that young black male. Why is that young black male so important in the eyes of white America when we only make up 13% of the population as of right now? But we control really 80% of the culture in America, just 13% of black people. But the culture of black people is so pervasive across the country and across the world. You would think we were at least a third or a fourth of the population in America. But there's something special. There's something holy and divine about our youth and you yourself, that your enemy know about you, that he hasn't taught you, because you've been educated and miseducated by him. There's something about your melanin that you possess. But all these so-called data centers are opening up across the country now, close to the black nation. Go back, I said last week, study yourself. Study your melanin. It's very, very powerful. Red Pill and Blue Pill put out a clip about a couple of weeks ago. I had a brother speaking on why you see a lot of our young people. They just had 100 last month in Virginia, 100 children. No news articles at all. Disappeared. In Ohio, they're disappearing like hotcakes. In Washington, D.C., young people disappearing left and right. What's going on? What is really going on in this country, and why are our children being snatched left and right and is being kept low key? Because it's what you possess. That melanin is so, so powerful. It's like a conductor, a conducer. And Henrietta Lack, when they took her mitochondrial DNA from her. You understand what I'm saying? You don't know who you are, but they know. But there's no outcry, no uproar, no investigation. And if we wait for them to do it, it ain't gonna never come about, because they part of this plot. So there's a conspiracy to destroy our young black boys. But we're gonna counter some of that. And let me just go and get into it. What I want to say, a few things tonight. starting out before I bring on Brother Terron. And I want you to listen to this too, Brother Terron. I am a black man. The evidence of anthropology now suggests that I, the black man, am the original man, the first man to walk this vast and ponderable earth. That's you. I, the black man, am a Asiatic black man, the maker, the owner, the cream of the planet Earth, the God of the universe, the exotic single quintessence of a universal blackness. I have lost by force my land, my language, in essence, my life, because the earth belongs to us, young guy. I will seize it back, so help me. Yes, we will. Toward that end, if necessary, I will crush the corners of the earth, and this world will surely tremble when we start beating on them drums. Dum, 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 dum. Oh, yeah, they getting ready to tremble. Until I, the black man, the first and original man, can arm in arm with my woman, erect among the peoples of the universe a new society. Oh, yes. Humane to its cultural core, out of which at long last will emerge as night moves into day, the first truly human being that the world has ever known. This is what's coming. This is why, brother and sisters is in the audience, this is why we must not overreact to what these white boys are bringing down. Prepare yourself, because victory is at hand. But moving right along. Let me see if I find this one subject I want to kick out tonight, and it'll sum it up pretty good. It says, hold on, let me go back here and find this right quick. Got a couple more pieces I want to drop on you, then I'm going to bring in the young soldiers, and we just going to have a conversation. But I think if you have your young people sitting around tonight, they don't have to understand it all, but they need to hear it. It says, and this is what we're dealing with. This is some of the things that you're dealing with, Brother Terron. Some of the young people in the audience, because your people haven't told you and set you down and talked to you like the elders used to do in the past. It says racism is viewed as a global behavior, power system with a constant and specific set of power relationships. Racism evolved with the singular goal of white supremacy or white power domination by the global white minority over the vast non-white global majority. It's 4 billion at the time of the teacher Elijah Muhammad, 400 million original people on the planet Earth, and with 400 million of other people on the planet. Now the numbers have went much, much higher. It said the colored global collective has been forced into the position of relative powerlessness compared to the global white collective. We've been forced and we don't even, and you know what? We don't even talk about power. We talk about voting. We talk about marching, because those in marching is powerless. Y'all give me one sec. I got to take this one. Yes, sir, brother. I'm right in the middle of the podcast now.
Oh, all right. I'll call you
All right, tune in. All right, that happened, but that had to be done anyway. That's all right. It says racism, whether consciously or unconsciously, evolved as a survival necessity for the tiny global. Listen, and I'm not talking racism, I'm just talking facts. For the tiny global white minority, due to their genetic, listen, this is the key. Due to their genetic recessive status as an albino variant, mutant in the world of skin color, genetically dominant, black, brown, red, yellow people. This is the move that they did today that they're making, starting to make in America. They know they're genetically recessive, and what that means is they are a race of people, and there's a race that's the beginning and the end. They know if we continue to grow, but let me go on and finish this out. Then I'm going to sum that part up. Indeed, had the global white minority not evolved this specific system of power, relationship, whites over non-whites, wherein whites control all of the behavior activity of non-whites in all areas of people activity. Economics, they control, education, entertainment, labor, law, politics, religion, sex, and war. And don't forget, sport and play. As a survival mechanism in the presence of genetically dominant colored world majority. We're genetically dominant. That's the problem that we face. It says men initiate the act of reproduction, do we not? Therefore, if a population is fearful of its genetic annihilation, it has to focus only on the men of the potentially annihilating population. And that's why they out to destroy you, young gods, you young soldiers. You have within you, you're genetically dominant. That means, just listen. When you consider an African man or African woman, European man and European woman, there are 4 possibilities, heterosexuals, combinations, but only one will produce a child with the genetic makeup similar to Europeans. That's the only one, and that's only Europeans. But if you took the black man, you can get the brown, red, yellow, and white. But you can't get black out of white. And this is why they're so fearful and want to destroy our young men nowadays. That's why you don't understand why things are being so hard on you. Because we 13% of the population in America. And I'm giving facts because their birth rate is declining. They can't have children. You can damn near look at a black woman, brother, and touch it. You mess around there and have a baby. You understand what I'm saying? But these people now, they have to go to the test tube and all these type of things just to have children. They're aging faster. The most youngest population on the planet, from 12 on up to 16, 17, 18, is in the motherland. So they worried now. Your president said he wants to want America to look like Iowa. They're 93% Caucasian. I just had a son went up there to school. He ain't had enough sense to call, but I guess it'd be all right. Whatever the will of Allah. You understand? So this is what we got to start letting our children know. You got to make them understand what they're facing, because our children are going out here in the streets of America, getting beat, gunned down, getting turned out to the streets of America. I'm going to leave this last piece, and I'm going to bring in you, young soldier. We got to do a better job out here. It says, let's listen. Now, this is the problem most of our parents are facing in the home. It says, summer mornings never appear to change. They quickly become a part of ghetto colony tradition, a pervasive episode of hopelessness and poverty. What was true yesterday is more than likely to be true today. There are the same decrepit structures basking under the sun with their frayed window shades half down, and the odor of hominy grits, fried pork, bacon, and burnt toast seeping out into the almost dead-like air. On hot days, one can see fatigue, ebony face protruding out of windows to gain relief from the morning humidity. Listen, and the stenchy alleys covered with broken wine bottles, empty beer cans, urine, and the feces of stray dogs and unwanted people. And the worried people waiting on street corners to catch the crowded buses, which take them to work. And the school-aged children who leave home before they have eaten breakfast. Some kids go to school hungry. And the whipping of a babies who are still hungry for yesterday's shortage of milk. And the dispossessed men who meal in front of taverns, waiting to quench their hunger with anything that can help them escape their pain and frustration. And the hustlers, pimps, street men, and other social outcasts who serve as models for the young. And the blue squadron flashing down the streets of the blaring of fire trucks answering a call of distress. And there are the dirty streets, always the dirty streets where ghetto colony children make their homes. The home that has an asphalt floor, tenements for its wall, and a door which locks them in from the rest of the world. The streets constitute an institution in the same way that the church, the school, and family are conceived as institutions. They all have a set of values and norms to govern and reinforce their existence. Of course, the social structure of the streets lacks the sophistication these other institutions have. Nevertheless, it is an institution because it helps to shape and control behavior, parents. And it is on the streets where the black child receives his basic orientation to life. The streets become his primary reference because other institutions have failed to provide him with the essential skills he needs to survive in a ghetto colony. And for a child to survive the ghetto colony, he must undergo a rigorous apprenticeship that will enable him to compensate for the lack of guidance from other institutions and adults. He becomes a student of the asphalt jungle because that is where he can learn the skills he needs. Does he not, my people? Now, brother Terron, I just want to throw that out there, give you something to draw from. I know you're young, but you pretty sharp soldier, so Clemmy, you can go and bring him on in now. I got some solutions too. All right. Assalamu alaikum, brother.
What's up?
Brother Terron.
What's up?
Let's get that sound back.
You hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you now. Must be
Uh,
a little delay, brother. How you doing, brother?
Good. How you doing?
How you feeling tonight, brother Terron? How you doing, man?
Feeling good.
Doing good? Well, I salute you
Yeah.
tonight for being brave, for coming on here, brother. How tall are you, Terron?
Almost 6 foot.
Almost 6 foot. I'm 6'2". But you pretty tall, brother, to be at the age of 13, brother. You understand? But it's an honor and a pleasure to have you on tonight, son. And I have talked to your mother. You know, she's had some concerns, and she had told me some things, you know, and so I've been 13 once upon a time. And I faced challenges in life. But the blessing was that we had a community where there was someone that could guide me if I were falling short. And I had things going through my mind trying to figure out things about life. I had a grandfather that I could talk to. He advised me. You might have a elder down the street, Mr. Homer, or Mr. White. Yeah, one Mr. Poke Chop, Mr. Stiff, or Miss Janie. We had people all around that to take the youth up under their arms and when they're having difficulty. But today is a little bit different because we don't have that in our community as much anymore. We have a lot of single parents. We have a lot of fathers that's not available. Some are in jail, some have lost their life, some have moved away. So you coming up in this world trying to figure it out. You know, we like nice things because that's in our nature. You know, we come from the land of the gods, kings and queens. We like gold, diamond, silk. You all like them nice tennis shoes and what have you. And I know you a big, strong, healthy brother. You know you young, and I know the girls be on you. You know what I mean? And you get introduced to sex and all type of things. But reason I had you on tonight, brother Terron, is I just want you to let's talk whatever's on your mind tonight. You feel free. You can't say nothing wrong. Things you like sports or whatever you want to speak, man. People want to hear you tonight, brother. I know you communicate pretty good.
Yeah.
You understand? Because I know your mom communicate good and Charlene communicate good and everybody around you. Your grandmama communicate good. So just break on out, man. Relax. You understand? And I ain't got no blunt for you to hear tonight. You did? But just come on with it, man. What you want to say tonight? Young people want to hear you. You got young people listening to. You understand? They want to hear Terron tonight, brother. You did? So where you want to start? You want to start with school? You want to start with whatever?
Sports.
Huh?
Sports.
Sports? Come on, what
Yeah.
you like about sports? What sports you playing anyway?
I play football, basketball. What I like about sports, like, is it keep me going and like it keeps me away from the bad stuff. It's really a nice hobby for me. You know?
Do you up under a coach or anything?
You said what?
You got a coach?
Yeah, I got a couple coaches.
Which one you good at? Both
You
of them,
said what?
football, basketball?
I'm better at football.
Or what position you playing in? Quarterback, receiver,
I play quarterback, receiver, and corner.
in the corner?
Yeah.
Is that right? You done played organized sports?
You said what?
You play organized sports on a team?
Yeah.
That right? How long you been doing that?
Since about 5, 6.
5
I
or
think.
6? No kidding.
Yeah.
And that's, you know, Terron, now that's good because when you play team sports, that means you have to know how to cooperate
Yeah.
with your other teammates and stuff like that. You had to strategize and you got to stay fit. You got to work out and all those type of things. What about basketball?
Uh, I'm pretty decent at basketball.
Can you
I
jump?
play. Huh?
Can you jump? You know how to sky?
Yeah.
Yeah, is that right?
I
Hey,
box jump
y'all,
60
that's
inches.
what I'm talking about now. Oh, you know
I
how to
box
box,
jump.
huh?
I box jump 60 inches.
Is that right? How long you been boxing?
Now I don't box. I box jump.
You do what?
I box jump like a workout.
Oh,
I'm,
okay.
I'm standing.
But you do practice using the hands, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. You know, we used to box, you know, we used to box on the block, man. Shit, yeah. Man, we come to the blocks and bring the gloves, you know, and you had to learn how to use your hands. And we had burnout or slap boxing. You take your shirts off, be out there, pow, 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 slapping and all those type of things. So, and like you said, that keeps you active. It keeps you from the mind from wandering and getting in trouble and stuff like that. And that's so important though, really, to be active in some type of physical activity. Because a lot of times it takes the stress off of you, man. But the main thing I like, man, is because we all got together. We had that camaraderie though. You understand?
Yeah.
And but I remember one time, man, we always played that street ball. So we went across town one time. We had one of these coaches took us across town on Milton Road. Now that's the other side of town. That's where most of the white folks is. So we went played that ball, man, and played these white boys and stuff. They playing that little organized ball and they beat us too, man. And I ain't tell you to do none of this, but they beat us though, and well, we went on and whooped them though. You dig? You had to run it back across town because they called the police on it and stuff like that. Play football, basketball. We always had a gym that we can go to and ball out, or we had the park we go to and ball out. You understand? And we had tournaments and all type of stuff. You know how to swim?
Yeah.
You do?
Yeah.
Very good. What you like about school though?
What I like about school, like my favorite subject in school was math.
Math?
Yeah.
Oh man, talk to me.
Yeah, but like I like science. I like some type of science stuff.
Yeah, man, you sound like me when I was growing up, man, because I used to have difficulties in math, but I had a teacher when I got to the fifth grade. I never forget him. He was a white guy too, and his name was Mr. Wright. And he taught me the mathematical formula, my dear Aunt Sally. Multiplication, division, addition, and subtraction. And I just took off from there. And I always liked science. I, I experiment today on a lot of different things, you know what I'm saying? Because by nature, we scientific people anyway. You understand? I remember I took a class, man, what class? I think I was in high school then. It was applied mathematics. The only reason I took the class though, man, because there was a sister in the class that I liked. So I want to try to get next to her and stuff. I passed the class, but I never even really studied for the class and stuff like that. But geography, social studies, things of that nature, that's why I can, a lot of times, like social study and geography, I can tell the person where they're from by their hair color, a lot of times just by their name. We had a shop class, and school was a little bit different, I think, than it is now. Science was one of my favorite classes. What about art? Do you know art?
And I used to be though back when I was little.
Y'all don't have art and stuff like that in school, like that, music and stuff.
Yeah.
Well, tell me this, brother Terron, what you think about being a 13-year-old going to your manhood? How do you see things from your perspective? What you want
Um,
to see, or what you want to see, anything that you want to see done, you need anything you need help in, or what?
uh, I don't really know, like, cause like I feel the same way when I was 12. So like I can't really answer that question.
Let me ask, do you feel like you're all by yourself sometimes? Need people to talk to, whatever.
Yeah, sometimes I feel like that, like often, you know. But it's like not. It's like it's not like a always thing.
Cause I know growing up, man, you. Uh huh. Because I know when I was growing up, I had all type of questions about damn near everything. About some of the stuff, man. You be thinking about, and sometimes you don't want to mention certain things because you figure it don't make sense to nobody but you. I always wanted to know who I was. I see the world. I want to know why things were like it was. And you see people that you care about get sick or pass away. You have things you want to do. Sometimes you can't afford them and stuff like that. All type of stuff, man, go through a young person's mind. You know.
Yeah.
I was gonna ask you though, and you don't mind me asking. I know you had a little situation. We don't go into details and stuff, but when
Yeah.
they had you in detention and stuff, what you learned from that?
I learned like I learned it ain't no game. That's one thing. Like that's not nothing to play with.
That's not a place you want to be, huh?
Nah, that's not nothing to play with. Cause if I would have did that again, then I would have get got gave to the state, and I would have and they would have had to pick when I get to see my parents again. So like, nah, it's not a good experience.
You see a lot of other youth around your age up in there.
Yeah, not a good experience at all.
Uh huh. How was the food?
You said what?
How was the food?
I didn't eat food in there.
It make you get up a certain time and all that stuff?
Yeah, I didn't eat none of the food in there.
Yeah, you know, they look good.
Nah.
I hear you, brother. Well, you know, brother Terron, those are about choices as well. And you know, I never got into trouble in my juvenile. Actually, I didn't have a juvenile record either. Understand? But a lot of times it's about choices, and it's about having that emotional maturity. Because sometimes we get upset, we get angry, but we don't think about the consequences. There's a cause, we can cause something we don't think about. Now, I can do this, but what is the consequences behind me doing these things? You understand? And when you're young, you don't really think. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah,
We just react by the way we feel, you know, and we get highly emotional, and then a lot of times we do things that we regret later on. You understand?
yeah,
And you know, and this is just growth and development, you know, for our young males because, like you said, a lot of times you need someone to talk to. Because a lot of times, you know, you can't talk to your mother about everything. That you know what I mean.
yeah,
Sometimes you need that male, somebody that you can trust with your thoughts. Just to talk to. Sometimes you never, you know, you get a little down. Sometimes you know, need somebody to give you that boost, give you that confidence, man. Everything gonna be all right. You know, because a wise man told me, he said, you know, everything passes with time. And that is so true. If you give it enough time, you understand? But what you looking at down the road, what you want to get into? Because you seem a very talented young man to me.
I really want to
You
be
just
college.
got a lot of things you're going through, brother, trying to figure it out. You know,
Yeah,
like I say, the streets got a lot of pull sometimes. What you want to do, man?
I really want to go. I want to go to college, play college ball, try to make the NFL. You know, keep something going in my life. If that don't
Well,
work out,
I
I
believe
always,
you
I
can
always I always wanted to be a lawyer, so I might take classes on that.
do. You can't sound a bit like me. I always could know I could have been an attorney my damn self. I thought about that too growing up, and but I actually became one. Because I had to fight so many cases, I had to go into studying law, case law, and representing myself. I done had three. I done had three, one, two, at least two jury trials that I had to go through. I mean, actual jury trials. You know, law is a good area to go into. You can go into criminal, you can go into civil law, you can be an international attorney, which that's a good field, brother. But you know, and but that means you got to buckle down though. You understand? You got to get your priorities straight, even to go into sports and stuff like that, because 9 times out of 10, you know, I heard you got a pretty good grade point average. I mean, you got to study hard. You got to
Yeah,
stay away from distractions. You got a girlfriend?
situationship, kind of something like that.
Is that right?
Yeah,
Now, you know you got to You got to be a little careful now with that situation. Now you know when you get in this, I don't know if that's what you're into or not. When you get in sexual activity, you know, how sex is just like cocaine, though. You get that first hit, boy, you be wanting some more and some more. But with that kind of responsibility, though, because you can have a baby, then that means you're gonna have to take care of it. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I know you 13, you damn sure ain't shooting no blanks. You understand? Or you be like a lot of other brothers. You be getting the guy once you get old and you got to pay that child support. So, like my mom used to always tell me, before you get into a relationship and start having children, make sure you're able to take care of yourself. That's the key. And then if you are, then you got to make sure you strap up, bro. Understand?
Yeah.
Get a little sleepy.
I'm
What would
enough.
you like to say to the young people tonight, though, man, that's listening? Let's go and break it off.
Well, I want to say to some other young people, like, chase your dream. Don't get up. Don't give up. Like, never let nobody force you to do the wrong stuff. Stay in your own lane, because it's me, like, a couple of years ago, I follow, do stupid stuff other people are doing. Then it led me to JDC, and I had to calm down after that.
What
Yeah.
about how do you advise the youngsters how to stay away from gang activity?
Uh,
Because I've been living in Minneapolis. I know they got all type of organizations up there, especially out of Chicago, Indiana, Detroit.
that's the way. Like, not talk to people. Stay in your own lane. You know, don't try to do the stuff. Like, claim somebody that's dead. You don't know them. Don't talk about dead people. You know, stuff like that. Don't get forced into them stolen cars or nothing.
Definitely don't want to get caught up in that type of activity. I remember
That's one of the biggest things going on in Minnesota. Stolen cars by kids.
stolen cars, huh?
Yeah.
Oh no, hijack, what they call it, carjacking and all that old type of stuff.
Yeah.
Man, that's 10, 15, 20 years bad shit. And sometimes you can get caught up by mistake. One of your partners pull up, come on, Terron, jump in, man. I remember Dr. Bay told us a story. He said he was coming home from school one day as a youngster, and his friends put up two of them in the car. They said, come on, Joseph, jump in, man. So he looked, he said, nah, no, these people ain't got no car. They said, come on, Joseph, ride. So he thought about it. But then he said he thought about his mother. Well, she was a nurse working hard. His father worked as well. He did landscaping. But he said, no, I ain't gonna ride because he said to himself, if I get in that car and we get stopped by the police, it's gonna break my mother's heart. Because he had that much love for his mother. And sure enough, later on that day, they got pulled over and flagged down. You understand? So, advice to you, man, shit, walk. I know it get cold in Minneapolis sometimes, but walk, brother. Ride you a bike, catch you a bus until you're able to afford your own. You understand what I'm saying? And
Yeah.
then, what about weapons, bro. You don't carry no weapons or nothing, do you?
Nah,
You feel like you ever need one sometime?
sometimes.
Or you be getting threatened or something?
Nah, it
You
just
just
for
want
safety
just
purposes.
want to have one?
It's like safety purposes. Some kids need guns on them and stuff. You know, only safety purposes. Like not to flex it, nothing like that.
Are they easy to get up there on the street?
Yeah, very.
Do you know how to use one?
Yeah,
Anything like that?
you said what?
Know how to break them down? You ever go
Yep,
to the gun range?
been there once.
You know how to break them down, keep them all and all that type of stuff? Huh?
Yep, yep.
But advice from your uncle, though, man, don't you don't need one. Just stay away from trouble.
Yeah.
You understand? And I'm a grown man. I don't carry them. Back in my day, I used to, I kept my little piece. You understand? And I kept it all and know how to break it down and whole 9 yards. But you got to have emotional discipline. And well, when you carry a gun, you looking for trouble. And read a lot of young people that carry guns committing murders and getting in trouble is because a lot of them don't know how to fight, for one. And two, they get too emotional. They don't think 5 times before they react. Then you end up shooting somebody in front of 100 people. You're on camera. Now you're sitting up in the jail cell in the four corners eating the bologna sandwiches. And you face a lot of time. And then on top of that, see you get a little tired, I'm gonna let you go. Is that when you get to the big house, it's a whole nother ball game. You got mad men up in there. You're looking for youngsters coming in, man. You understand? And they ain't had no woman in years, so they somehow they get perverted enough and shit. They looking at you like you a woman. A lot of young brothers get taken out, turned out and stuff. And I mean when I went to prison at 19 to run, but I went for fighting with the police. 2 counts of aggravated battery on the police. So I went justifiably. So they wasn't gonna just jump on us and whoop us and like they were doing back in them days. You understand? We lit them up. I got convicted. Well, I took it to a bench trial. And but I seen how they would especially white boys, they bring the white boys in, man. They were knocking them off, man, making little punks out of them and stuff like that. And I used to wonder how can they rule us and they just straight bending over and stuff like that. Because man, you ain't worried about all that old type of stuff, man. You know what I mean? And I seen black men, big, strong, looking like Hercules 2 times over and Samsons, and different weights and stuff, and doing all that old stuff, homosexual activity. And you had to be a man on a straight up tip. So when I went to prison, though, they bring you into detention. Where detention was, you can see the south side yard, all the street organizations and stuff like that. So when they let us out to go to the yard and stuff like that, but I come in and sold it up myself. And so they took me, so I'm walking the yard by myself. So I know a couple people in there from the streets, the older brothers. And but I know you're gonna get tested. So I'm looking at them play ball, basketball, because I know how to ball anyway. And they had all the lieutenants and the chiefs and stuff playing basketball. I went and called the game though. I said I'm gonna get my respect off the top though. You dig? So I called the game because they were roughhousing out there. They were damn near fighting on the court. So I picked the game, called the game, picked my team and stuff. Got out there on the court and said, I'm a new guy, they're gonna trap me. But I'm bucking right back. Niggas called Thunder, Dirty, and Ram and all this old type of stuff. Shit, they tried me. I'm bucking right back on them right there on the court, man. So I got my respect off the top. I went put myself in a situation where I get my respect because I would walk the yard by myself and I would do this here. I mean, stone to the bone. But that also what the Blackstone Rangers would do too, because they asked me who you represent. I said, I represent the Muhammad family, brother. Just like that. So I didn't really have no problem because I went and forced myself to get the respect. Also, I went to the barber shop and get my hair cut because brother I knew from my hometown, he was the main barber. And I'm getting ready next to sit down, and here comes this brother. You understand? Jumped in my chair. I said, hold up, partner. It's my turn to get my hair cut. So the whole barber shop went quiet. But his name was Ram. He was in charge of the gangster disciples and stuff like that. I don't give a damn who he is. You dig? It's my turn to get my hair cut. Now, what's up? So the other brother, so everybody got quiet. So the other brother said, brother, I got a chair. You take this chair. I said, all right, then. Just like that. You dig at time? I didn't know, but it didn't matter. Because I'm a man, you man just like me. You understand what I'm saying? This way I'm thinking, because we growed up, we didn't grow up just being able to shoot a pistol, what I'm trying to say. We know how to use our hands and stuff like that. You know, hell, I'm soldier in, soldier out. You know, I'm just as dangerous as anybody inside these damn walls, as far as I was concerned. But you're going to face all those obstacles. I had to do with 10 months. And I was able to go to work release and get on up out of there and stuff like that. But these are things that, unless you stand up for something that's righteous, a lot of people go to jail over foolishness and they have regrets. You understand? After they get in there, because they did some dumb stuff. But I wasn't for standing up for freedom, justice, and equality. So, you know, I didn't have no real regrets on that part because I didn't do nothing dumb. You know, and I don't never want to see you lose your freedom. You know, unless you're trying to protect your life and stuff like that. Also, I want to say, Terron, make sure you get my phone number from my sister, brother. You know, because now you got not only your uncle, but we just meeting, but you got someone that you can always call for the rest of your life. You understand? If you need someone to talk to, advice, or anything I can aid and assist you with, brother, Vasir Farad Muhammad is here. You understand? Because I didn't know nothing about you, brother. I remember your mother and her sister when they were little girls and stuff. Cause I used to come around Tasha and stuff like that, but they were just little girls. And I heard she had a child and stuff, but that was it. You understand? But you got a lot of family, brother. You know, that's striving to be on the upright. So you ain't alone no more, brother. Understand? You call me anytime, anything bothering, anything on your mind. Understand? Even if you need some protection. You dig?
Yeah.
Popkeys, make sure we get handled for you, brother. But I know you know Marlo.
Yep.
You understand? So you ain't alone no more, brother, to run. But I just want you to make good choices. Strive to be upright. But I want you to know, though, brother, you're a young God. Black man God. We the maker, the owner, the cream of the planet Earth, the God of the universe. You're the original man. That's why you are such a threat to the powers that be in America because of your genetics. What you carry between your legs is very, 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 very powerful. What the black youth in America carry can annihilate a whole population of people just through their seed. You took a white woman, that child gonna come out dark. You understand? That's what frightened. And then what they're looking for in our black youth, they're looking for what they call the Messiah. They're searching high and low. Understand? The one that will come and set the world in its rightful place. You understand? Because they know who you are. You all are one of y'all represent our future. You're all the one of the most powerful generations that's yet to be seen, though, that we have ever produced. Understand? That's you, brother Terron. So strive to be upright and do the right thing. I know sometimes we had to make sacrifices and it's hard, man. You know, we want nice things. You understand? We want to be felt. We want to be loved. You understand? As a human being, that's natural. We want our mothers, our fathers, and our family there. And sometimes, you know, we have situations with our own fathers and stuff. Because a lot of times, you know, sometimes they don't know they don't know. Sometimes you can have a bad relationship, but you still love it. You know, my father been gone. I didn't know my father that well, you know, and he left at an early age. But I never blamed my father. I always loved him to this very day. You understand? But I did have a grandfather that was there to advise me in situations. You know, he cut our hair, he cooked for us. When I had situations, he gave me advice. We'd walk, he would talk with me and tell me what I should do, what I shouldn't do. I had my grandmother passed. My mother was gone once upon a time, but she came back. I never blamed her either. Because there's something about me, I understood life. And strong black woman. She wasn't nothing but about 5 feet, that much. I never disrespected my mother, not one time. I never cursed my mother, not one time. And then on top of that, she wasn't no weak mother. Like mom said, you know, I brought you in, I take you out. You understand what I'm saying? Mom was strong woman, clean, spiritual, and she was dangerous. Understand what I'm saying? So understand and respect your mother, listen to her brother. Even though I know sometimes, you know, we know they get a little emotional and you get tired of hearing the same thing. They say, yes, ma'am, and keep moving. You understand? But don't let nobody lead you in the wrong direction, Terron. Because we always, on the inside, we have that self-accusing spirit that lets us know, because this is the way we were created. We know when we're doing wrong, and we know when we're doing right. Those goals that you want to reach are obtainable. You just have to make the right choices. And if you want something, put the work in. You understand what I'm saying? Learn technology, learn AI, learn the robotics and all these things that can get you paid down the line. You understand? If you got to work at McDonald's to start off, fine. But your goal, I understand, is to be successful, learn investment, set your bank account up, learn the stocks, learn how to invest. If you look up my son 19 Keys or the EYL on YouTube and stuff like that, or Instagram, they have a lot of advice and knowledge on, you understand? You got a phone and stuff?
Yes,
Huh?
sir.
Yeah.
Well, you have to learn how to use, you know, you can use that phone to make money with, brother. Because if they'd had that back in the day when I was coming up, shit, Elon Musk wouldn't have nothing on me. Understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Everybody got put up on the technology. So this is the thing that I want you to strive for. Strive to be upright, brother. Strive to be the best, whatever you do. Strive to be the best of the best. Because you are the best of the best. You understand? Don't let your environment be stronger than your nature. You dig what I'm saying? And you'll be
Yeah.
just fine. You're fine, handsome, looking young man. You strong. You fit. You understand? You just in a situation where they ain't easy, where life ain't supposed to be easy. There's always struggles in life. But the main thing is learn to overcome them. Think at least 5 times, Terron, before you even do it. Open your mouth. Understand? Stay away from all that negativity. I know it ain't easy because you're in the belly of the beast. Everything around you is pulling. Understand? But you got to be that force, like a force field. Can't nothing touch you. Why? Because I'm Terron. I'm the one and only. I'm the unique one. I got goals and plans in my mind that I want to reach. You understand? Hell, I would love to put my mom in a new home. You dig what I'm saying? Well, you
Yeah.
can't get it by doing wrong. We got enough of these drug dealers out here already because we getting ready to take them off the planet if they're going to straighten up. Really, they don't have to worry about them because Trump getting ready to do that. You understand? Learn how to walk these streets. You understand? And stay away from that bad activity. You get stopped by the police. You understand? Learn how to deal with them. Use military terms. Yes, sir. No, sir. That's military. That's the way we get stopped by the police. You understand? And you can say, well, to ask you questions, well, my attorney told me not to ask any questions, sir. But may I have your badge number, sir, or stuff like that. If you're riding in the car, don't ride in the car with a lot of people. Like in LA, you very seldom see brothers ride 4 deep. Only in the movies. You understand? Because they're gonna pull you over. So a lot of these things they haven't taught you youngsters to do. So when you get dealing with the police, you don't know. But we'll get a chance to talk a little further because I'm gonna be checking in with you, giving this information on how to deal with certain things in life that you haven't been taught, that you need to know. So you can scoot past some of the obstacles. You can go right past it, brother. You know, so you in school now? When y'all already started school this year?
Not yet.
Not yet. When y'all school start? Oh, you just had missed a couple of days there, huh?
It didn't start yet. I don't know the exact date it start though.
All right, but get it together, man. But I'm gonna let you have the parting words to run. Let you close it out. Glad to have you here tonight, man. Much love from all and your cousin Kalima. You got some other cousins, Brother Khalid, Rockman, Raheem, Bashir. You got Yusuf. You got Jabril, man. You got all type of people you ain't met yet, brother. You did, but I'm gonna make sure we connect up. Understand? So let me close it out tonight, Terron. Let me hear what you got to say. Close it out to the young folks. Whatever you want to say tonight. But it's been an honor and a pleasure having you here, man.
Yeah. I want to say to the young folks, stay focused, stay out the way, stick to your dream, be respectful to your mother, well, all parents, all your elders. You know, that's it, man.
All right, brother. That's final words.
Yep.
All praise due to Allah, brother Terron. It's been an honor and a pleasure. I respect your courage for coming on tonight. You understand? But one thing I want to tell you, everything gonna be all right, son. Everything gonna be all right. We have a great future ahead of us. You have a great future. You represent us. You represent our future, and you have to be protected. Understand? So thank you for coming on tonight. You understand? And
Thank you
all
for
praise,
having me.
all praise due to Allah. Make sure you get my phone number, brother, and we gonna stay in touch. That's my word. Or if I break my word should fail. I should give my life, brother. Understand? You special, brother. I can see it in you. Just be 13. You carry yourself like a young man, brother. All praise due to Allah. So thank you, thank you, thank you. You know, I
Thank
like to
you.
say to the people tonight, I hope that listening audience, viewing audience, that you can draw from this. And it's a conspiracy to destroy our youth. But we ain't going to let that happen. We're not laying down on our children like little cowards, little punks. Understand? And let them take our children out. That is incomprehensible. As men, we cannot allow that. As mothers, y'all got to get the spirit of the warriors back into you all and quit fearing every time these white folks do something. We getting cowardly active. Man, come on with it if that's what you want to do, because I know who my true and living God is. And he's powerful. Very, very, very powerful. We know the time we living in. Y'all kick the can over if you want to. Them handful that's gonna be left when all this said and done, y'all gonna look up. Black man, brown man, red man, yellow man shall be ruling not only America, but the whole damn planet. And the handful of y'all left, you gonna be the one that end up back in Europe. Now keep playing with the original man on planet Earth. So as to come before you, as I say, as I say Muhammad, I say Muhammad, I say Muhammad's got the devil on the run. That's right. Run, devil, run. Up, 2, 3, 4. Boom. Another head in the bucket. Y'all get some of this gold water, man. I need to support this. Oh, this God-like knowledge y'all getting. Y'all buying everything from the devil. Won't support your own folks that's here on the takeover. They're here to make sure we don't get ran over on this planet. There's soldiers out here. There's warriors out here. You understand? That's already in place. There's death angels out here. That's already in place. That's here to destroy this beast. You understand what I'm saying? So we ain't worried at all. Just know how to move out here. Move in an upright manner. Your house will be just fine. Assalamu alaikum and good night.